on set. Pitch 500. 3 Rotate.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel on day number 2 here in a row from the V1 Simulations channel, coming at you live from North Texas. Yes, indeed, we are back in X-Plane 11. Guys, I promised you an A300 or an A310 stream last week. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out for me. I was going to be part of that group flight that I put together. It didn't quite pan out. However, I still want to do an I A300 stream today. What better opportunity to utilize our VA Friday for the Piedmont Virtual Historical Group. So this is the PVA VA that I'm part of. A couple of my mods put this together. I'm just a member. I'm not part of the team or anything like that. But if you're interested in flying retro aircraft in a VA that's really well maintained and how they do things is really cool and really unique, take a look in the description below. I've got a link to the website, get you started. Yes, it's Piedmont, but they also have seasonal airlines. So right now Pan Am is in season, so you can fly historical Pan Am aircraft on real routes. Today we're going to be operating a Pan Am or Clipper 415, I believe is our call sign, going down to Los Angeles, California. Beautiful flight across the west coast here. Hopefully it should be we should get at some of this cloud here. We got the marine layer. We are in real time, so I may have to I don't know. We'll see what happens with the weather. But here in the morning in San Francisco, a lot of times you get that marine layer moves in. It's foggy, it's hazy, it's gray and dreary. But if you're from the Bay Area, you're around the Bay Area, I love that kind of weather. It's nice. So anyway, that's what we got in store for us today. A couple shout outs. Remember my members in chat. Dimitri, good to see you, sir. It must be early for you out there in the Pacific Northwest. Glad to have you on board, Captain. Lular Pilot, good to see you. Ginar Hoffman, good to see you, sir. Hope your son's car is fixed up. Christian, good to see you, man. Let's take off quick. Got to go in about 40 minutes. That's unacceptable, Christian. No, I'm just kidding, man. Thanks for stopping by for the time being. Ryan NL, good to see you. Romulus, good to see you as well, sir. Mr. Fubar, always a pleasure with you indeed. Jones 68442, Milltown 24, and many more. All right, let's get started up here. Stephen Hayner coming in with a $10 dono, though, before I get started. Thank you so much, man, for the $10 super chat. Very much appreciated. Says, I'm a simple man. I see SFO, I see Clipper, I see the A300. I like. Party on, dude. Steven, I'm right there with you, man. Thank you so much for that $10 super chat. Very much appreciated of that donation, sir. We're going to have a fun time today. It's a shorter route and flight, so we're going to take our time setting up. We're going to do it by the book. Well, I'm not going to say by the book because I haven't flown this airplane in a while, but we're going to try to get it all set up best we can, and it should be an enjoyable Friday midday afternoon here in the US of A. All right. Jeremy Harvey, good to see you. Mr. Sam, good to see you as well. Good to see you as well, sir. All right, I'm loving these. I'm loving that little that tune there rolling in on that little song there. That's cool. All right, here we go. Hopping into the cockpit here. It's kind of dark. We're in the shadow here. Mr. Jeremy Harvey indeed is in the house. What is up? Great to be back in an airplane with awesome sounds. Yes, indeed, guys. I'm going to just go ahead and kind of work through my startup here. You can take a listen to the sounds. But Jeremy, you're absolutely right, man. Sounds are so big to me and to you as well. I know. So it's always good to have an airplane that brings in those captivating sound sets. I'm going to go ahead and brighten up all the stuff here in the cockpit. Let's get our lights on. That's already on. Cool deal there, just because we're kind of in a shadow. Oh, I love this cockpit though. It's just refreshing to be up here in this cockpit. We'll turn on some lighting here. Those are the storm lights. We don't really need that. We'll leave that off for now. ADIRs do take a while to align here. So we're gonna go top down. We're gonna do our little flow here. We're gonna go 1, 2, and 3 on the ADIRs. I'm gonna pop this to heading and status. That'll give us our time to alignment once we get them ready to go. Coming on the top here, let's go ahead and put this on external power. I'm going to put this on the essential TR. Coming all the way down the overhead here, we got some fault lights. That's normal. Well, I got to turn my sounds up a little bit. Sorry about that. There we go. I had my sounds way down earlier. I was doing some testing. Are the 310 and 300 equal quality? Bill, yes. I believe that 100% now, especially since I believe this is the V2. It's the latest version of the A300. When the A310 first dropped, I thought it was a little bit ahead of the A300, but now that we have the version 2, I absolutely think they are of equal quality. So if you only have to get one, pick whichever one you want to fly more, because they both have pretty much the same functionality. You know, this is the A300. We got CPDLC, we got the sim brief integration, we got all that good stuff. I'm gonna have to remember how to work these radios, but very, very solid aircraft, both of them here. Also very solid texturing throughout and modeling throughout the airplane. No plane an X-plane like this, best money I've ever spent in any sim. Jeremy, you know, or I'm sorry, Dimitri, you bring up a great point. I feel, and I said this before, I think the A300 series kind of flew under the radar a little bit. You know, it didn't have, I don't know, I just feel like it didn't have such an impact on the content out there, like streamers and videos on YouTube. I just never saw, I saw a little bit, you know, when it released, and then I feel like that was it. You know, I don't know why. And I'm at fault too, you know. I don't fly it very often, but every time I'm back in it, it's just so refreshing. I mean, just look at this. Look at this cockpit, guys. All right, let's go ahead and enough ooh and ah here. I'm gonna go FMS here. I think we're out of date on our database. I think we are indeed. That's okay. We'll see if we can get away with it here. All right, so I'm gonna go here. ACARS main. I got my sim brief in here. I'm gonna go company route request, and that should pull it. Yes, it did. Clipper 415, align IRS, we shall. All right, so that's done. The route uplink is pretty much done, just like that. Throws it right into the box. We're going to come over here to the ground ops. We'll go ground services. Oh, no, excuse me, wrong button. We're going to go ground ops load sheet. We got to pull up some information here from SimBrief. All right, so this is the FMS and NIT load. Now, I actually preferred how I used to do the loading, where you could manually load stuff in and out of the airplane. But You know, this works too. I mean, it just kind of forces you to use SimBrief, but I think most people use SimBrief. That's why they went with this method. But here we go. We're just going to go ahead and do this. We got a 0 fuel weight today of 239.2, so 239.2. We'll throw that in there. Our fuel on board, we have an alternate of Ontario, 9,500 down there. Gate fuel of 19.5. Let's round it up to an even. I'm going to give myself an extra 5,000 pounds too. Let's go ahead and give myself 25,000 pounds of fuel on board. Let's go ahead and we'll do that. So we'll go ahead and load, payload, and fuel. It's going to compute that. Boom. That's done. Now I'm going to come over here. Let's go ahead and verify our box is pretty much the same. We're going up to 370. That looks good. Tropo 39.7. It's minus 59 up there. You know, I've never actually tried to mess with this in the A300. Is it even a minus 59? No, I'm not sure how that works on the A300. Anyway, it's uplinked already. That looks good. 5 degrees isn't going to make a difference, especially on such a short flight like this. What's up, Slam Clan? Good to see you here, man. Looks to me like you're on the right, Eric. Okay, I am. Good, Christian. Good. I didn't want to get yelled at. All right, fuel on board 25. Block fuel is going to be 9.5. So now this is where I always get confused. In my operator, the block fuel is what we have on board. So I'm going to put 25 here. But I wonder if it actually wants the block burn of 9.5. That's something I probably should have double checked. 0 fuel weight over here is going to be 239.2. 239.2. That'll fill that out. And the CG, what was it, 27.5? Is that what it was? Should be close enough. Alternate fuel, because did it load the alternate? It did not. Alternate of Ontario, correct? Ontario. Oh, I can't load it now? Interesting. Let me go init. Go flight plan, init. Next page. Here we go. This is where it wants Ontario. It wanted a number there. Okay, so we got Ontario there. So now I can go next page over. Alternate of 1.6. We're going to need more than that. 3.7. I got 2 kids and a wife. Let's round it up to 4.0. Boom. That'll adjust our fuel numbers a little bit. What's up, Rocks? Good to see you, man. Welcome. Simple Takeoff. Good to see you as well, sir. Welcome on board. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Joining in here. Low-key Piedmont virtual airline flight today. All right, so that looks good. I'm going to pull out the weather now from Active Sky. What does it say we're going to use for departure? Because this route of flight that I have has me launching off the opposite direction that I don't believe we will be using. So San Francisco to LA. What do we have here? Mr. Active Sky says Bueller 260 at 11. Okay, so that's going to change our departure procedure. So if we look here on the 10-9, I'm going to go off 28 left then. We don't have any ATC on, right? Just LA Center. So that's going to change things. So we're going to go 28 left. That's going to change our departures. I want to use 28 left. We're going to have to do some mental, not mental, but we're going to have to do some actual piloting here. This was the stick departure. You see, this has had us going the wrong way to port. So we can't do that one. We've got a couple options here. Let's go through. Let's see if we can pull something else out of here. How about the, what's the City 3 RNAV? How's that link up? No, don't like that. We might just do the SFO4 since there's no ATC on. I don't think the SFO4 is really issued out anymore. It's just a radar vector departure, I think. I think this is what I used to fly. Yeah, I used to fly this on the 99. Yeah, let's just do this. Vector departure, SFO4, off 28 left. And off 28 left says climb on the SFO 281 to norm. And then radar vectors to assign route. So that should be fine. So what we'll do is here, it's radar vectors to norm and then Susie. Once this gets aligned, actually, no, we can see it right here. Let me zoom out the range just a tad, maybe 2 clicks. So norm and then Susie. And if I zoom it all the way out, should be able to see. There we go. Boom. Norm Susie. In fact, this is not strictly, well, this is definitely not illegal, but you could theoretically clear this out here and make a solid line, but I'm not going to do that. We're just going to fly it. We'll go heading mode. I want to go cinematic over the city anyway. It's a Friday afternoon. Why not just do a cinematic departure out of here? JLong8986. What's up, man? Thank you for the $11 super chat, sir. Very much appreciated. Always good to see you. So bummed I missed the MD-11 stream yesterday. 11 for the MD-11. J-Long. Not to worry, man. I'm sure we'll fly it again. Thank you again for your super chat. And, you know, it's a very popular airplane right now. A lot of people want to see it, but you guys know me and you know my sounds. And I can deal with the LNAV, a little rocking back and forth a little bit, but I need to be immersed in my flight, and I don't feel immersed with the current sound set. So it's a small problem. I'm sure it'll be fixed, and once it's updated, you're probably going to see me in it a lot more. In fact, I've still been doing my research on the MD-11. I've been looking at some systems and still trying to. Last night I was watching some YouTube videos of the MD-11s, trying to further my knowledge, but I just really missing a good sound set for it. So let me look up LA real quick here. Coming down to LA. 24 right, but I want to go 25 left. I know it's going to be a little bit longer, so let's just throw in 25 left, and we're on the Ironman, correct? If I look at my route of flight here, Ironman 2, so we're going to scroll down, Ironman 2, with the transition of Burgle, I believe. Let me look at here. Yeah, Burgle. And that's on our flight plan too, if I'm not mistaken. Charts. Yep. Burgle. Boom. Insert. Alright, we've got our whole flight plan in the box now. Look at that. That looks good. We'll go to the init page, just make sure that's good. Our alignment is done. We'll go to the takeoff approach phase now. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. Let's go ahead and clean up our airplane here. We'll go back to map mode, scroll that back down. Let's go ahead and pull the FMC data here. Let's do an ATIS request. Slam Kenneth says, I've been flying the MD-11. In my opinion, I think that with the standards set by the A300 and Challenger 650 recently, the MD-11 feels like it's competing from a standard of 5 years ago. You bring up a great point, Slam. I kind of thought that myself. You know, like, yeah, this was probably when they first started on it. I don't know the guys. I don't know Rotate. I don't know. I've never communicated with any of them. I'm just like most everybody else here. You know, just we saw it coming and picked it up on our own dime. And so I don't know if there was maybe a lack in development for a couple years. They took a break for a couple years or what happened. But I totally agree with you in thinking that it feels like it just, it came out for a standard of 5 years ago. But you're absolutely right. Oh, this has got a flex of 54. We're not. Come on, we don't do that here. Let's run the numbers for Toga here. Rex Royce, do you have an SSD? You need an SSD, my friend. All right, here's our Toga numbers for 28 left, 15, trim 0.9 up. We're going to go ahead and send that data to the FMS. See, I love this system here. This is a perfect combination of old and new. So received takeoff company data, boom, it loads it up here. And V2 is 100, but I want to put 250 in there. So now that we are aligned, we can actually go ahead and get our yaw dampers, pitch trim, the ATS online. I'm going to go ahead and get the APU primed up. We'll get the fuel pumps on as well, because we are just about ready to get out of here. We'll get the probe heaters on. Arm those. We'll go ahead and turn you on. Turn that to auto. And start the APU. Galley is coming online, so we can make some nice fresh coffee. We don't have any ATC though, so let's go ahead and scroll up our altitude all the way to cruise altitude today of 37,000 feet. Takes a while. I feel like I should be able to move this in not hundreds. We're going to do 370 there. We're going to do a speed of 250. I never remember what you guys put in the V2. But I'm going to put 250 here because that's what we're going to speed up to for our climb out. Actually, yeah, we'll do 250. We're going to go DH -5, DH -5. Constraint mode's on there and plan. Constraint mode on here. That is good. We're zoomed all the way in. Push the alt cell button to change to thousands. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. APU gen on. Let's go ahead and disconnect from external power. Turn the APU bleed air on. Get the oxygen on. Things are coming alive here. We're coming alive. We've got our takeoff numbers. Let's go ahead and go outside. Ground ops, ground services. We can go ahead and pull chocks. Well, we can't do that yet. Let's pull this. Let's go ahead and pull the external power and the chocks as well. Love it. You put in 151, push the knob, and you can pre-select a speed. I think I remember that now. So 151, push, and then pre-select 250. Yes, thank you so much. I'm pointing over here with my left hand like you could see me pointing at the PFD. Yeah, so here we go, 151. Thank you. I remember that now. We also need to get a current meter before we wrap this thing up and get out of here. Current meter is 3011. So we'll set you here, 3011. And we'll set this one, and the FOs is synced to mine. 3011 is set twice, and 3 times. Everything is good over here. Do I need to do company win requests? Let's see if we can pull up some wins anyway. Have that in there. It's not a huge deal on such a short flight like this. ACARS win data received. Insert win data. Cool. Let's go back to the tuning page. 2000, standby. Let's go ahead and go TARA. Actually, you guys said I don't need to do that on VATSIM, right? I can just do altitude on, and then we'll do TARA once we get off airborne. Squawking 2000, 22.8 on Unicom. Cool. But I also need. Where's my VHF1? There we go. VHF1 is up. There we go. I got my Unicom. Push to talk is working. All right, I think we're just about ready to go, guys. Let's run through a checklist and get out of here. Wojtek for another 25 months. Thank you. Wojtek, 31 months. Holy crap, man. Thank you so much for the continued support. Very much appreciated. Thank you, sir. Welcome on board, Wojtek. Man, a couple of you Northwest, Pacific Northwesters in the stream today. Dimitri and Wojtek, welcome, guys. Welcome. Randy Panic, thank you for the subscription as well, man. Welcome on board the channel, sir. All right, before start, checklist, cockpit prep complete. Signs are on and auto. Fuel quantity is checked. Navigation check set. Landing elevation is not set. That's hidden down here somewhere, if I remember. I think, what is LA? Like, it's not even 100 feet. It's, let me just give me a number of the touchdown zone. The 98 feet. Ah, perfect. We'll leave that at 100 feet. We'll go ahead and get rid of these charts because we don't need to clutter all this up. We'll leave that on. We don't need this departure anymore. We'll clean that up. And we're just going to put the airport 10.9 page on there for now. Cool. That is all cleaned up. Ready to go. All right, back to our checklist here. Altimeters are set both brake anti-skid. Normal on. Cool. Windows, doors. They are all closed and armed. Beacon on. A parking brake is coming up, and next beacon is on. I'm going to put strobe in auto.
As you are coming on board, please store your carry-on items in the compartment or under the seat in front of you. Smaller, lightweight items may be placed in the seat back pocket as long as they do not block the path to the aisle.
Whoa.
If you need any assistance,
Mr. Q8 Pilot in the house. Guys, the legend himself is here. Q8. Guys, first off, Massive, massive donation. Thank you so much, sir, for that huge donation. If you remember in chat, get some positive rates in chat for Q8 Pilot. He needs no introduction. He is the man when it comes to anything review, anything scenery-wise. He does great streams now with a lot of teasing, like pre-release products. I warn you, if you like GA aircraft and Q8 Pilot is doing a GA aircraft pre-release stream, only watch it if you want to buy it. I bought about 67 airplanes now because of Q8 and his GA, his love for the GA flying. That I love seeing that as well. But thank you so much, Q8, for your support on the channel. He says, always a pleasure watching your streams, Captain. Your next steak is on me. Q8, thank you so much, sir. Very much appreciated for that massive donation. I will indeed get a steak. I'll get 2 steaks. I'll share it with the wife with your donation. Thank you so much. I'm very, very appreciative of that. All right, let's get it on. Mr. Q8 always coming in, always coming in. Always love to have you on board, man. All right, A300 time. Let's see, we got everything done, right? Yep, let's go ahead and get this sucker out of here.
Hey, Captain, let me know where you want this thing.
Right there.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
All right, tow is coming. We're about to get out of here. Yeah, Q8 Pilot is definitely the man. Q8, I'm waiting for your Just Flight 146 and Microsoft Flight Sim. Are you going to be doing any teasing streams on that coming up? I saw Flight Deck Sim had it today as well. But I always look forward to watching Q8. He says, you're most welcome, Captain. Regards to the family as well. Enjoy. Thank you, sir. You have a wonderful weekend as well. Probably actually almost, well, let's see. It's probably, is it Saturday already for you? Might be 12 hours. No, 9 hours, 8:54 p.m. Yeah, Jones, Q8 channel is top notch. Absolutely, absolutely. Q8 Pilot is definitely a legend. Definitely a legend. In fact, if it wasn't for Q8 Pilot, I probably wouldn't be on X-Plane.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Tow's connected, 5 past 10 inserted. Go ahead and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
Copy. Brakes released, clear to push.
Here comes the pushback. Line them up.
Let's roll. Jimmy says the voices that do better pushback are actually other X-Plane YouTubers, and I recognize their voices. Nice. You know, I thought, was one of them John Fly, maybe? I thought that one of them sounded like John Fly. Let's get out of this gray California Bay Area. Wow, this pushback driver is really pushing us. Whoa. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and stop the pushback. Stop the pushback. Can we stop the pushback? Over. What on earth was that? Dimitri.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
Dimitri's had a little too much to drink down there. All right, we're just going to disconnect right here. Wow. Look at that MD-11 taxi in by, though, guys. Look at that. That's awesome. Look at that MD-11 taxi in by. Gotta love it. I'm going to adjust the sounds here. Dimitri's got a lot of bourbon in the tug today. DUI on the pushback driver. Oh, man. You're not lying, man. That was it's crazy. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do like this. Go ahead and just disconnect. Turn down this to about 84%. Let's do that, shall we? Save that. Okay, now that the tug driver is getting out of here, let's go ahead and start engines because We're just gonna run over some trucks because I do not want to hook up the tug driver again. Let's just start engines. What's today? Today is the odd. Today's an odd day, so we're gonna do System A. We're gonna go over to System A. We're starting number 1. Our bleed is on, and hit it.
Those items must be stowed before we can close the aircraft door. Thank you for being a 99 Simulations customer. We will be on our way shortly.
And fuel. Max Rank, what's going on, man? Welcome, dude. One of them is John Fly, and he's from Salt Lake. And the one we just heard is Castrator, and he has a PPO with instrument. Nice, Jeremy, nice. Look, we got another unknighted coming out here in a little Airbus. Please tell me I started my, I did. All right, departing from stand. Cool deal. Oh, there goes that MD-11. Go get him. Who's in the FedEx MD-11 today? Is that one of you guys? I do have to say I love seeing the MD-11 out there now. We're going to start up both engines here. So we got a good start on 1. Let's go ahead and start number 2.
In the seatback pocket as long as you do not block the path to the aisle. If you need leaning assistance,
Which chart was with the max motoring? Pratt's? I think so. Yeah, there's one of them that has max motoring. I don't think it's this one. If it is, we screwed that up.
Takeoff and landing. That's going to be stowed on the floor.
Yeah, these engine start sounds have Boris approval. Yeah, definitely. If you have Boris approval on your sounds, you know they're good. Why are generators off? Interesting. Alright, looks like we've got 2 good starts. I just wondering why that was out of position there. Gen 1, they're looking good. I'll put this back on P-pause up top. Cool. Go ahead and kill the APU bleed. Turn the ignition off. We'll go ahead and turn off the APU. We're going to extend flaps 15-15, which is 2 clicks. There it is. Listen to that motor spin up. Christian, I know, man. Every time I get in this airplane, I'm like, why haven't I flown this airplane more? We got 15 indicated. That is good. Trim up 0.9. Which honeycomb is not registering. Up 0.9 is set. Arm the spoid brakes. I think we're ready to taxi. You guys ready to get out of here? Let's go. Taxi light on. Brakes off. And we're probably going to run into some carts here. But I got my tiller all the way over. See how she does. All right, so we set up for 2.8, so we have to figure out how to get over there. we're gonna go, how about left here? We'll take Foxtrot 1 back over. So we'll take Alpha to Foxtrot 1. Team Vodka, what's up, man? Good morning, sir. Welcome. Man, I love this livery. As we get ready for departure, we're going to go profile climb and nav mode set. So profile climb, nav blue. I believe runway heading, we'll look at that when we get there, but basically it's straight out 281, I think. We'll take a look at the traffic here, make sure nobody is... Looks like Delta's taxiing out there. There he is, or somebody. Make sure we're clear to cross. We'll go ahead and light it up here. San Francisco traffic, Clipper 415 heavy, going to cross runway 1 left, taxiing 28 left to San Fran. All right, let's do our cinematic drive-by here. And we'll listen to these sounds. This is kind of sketch, doing a drive-by view while crossing a runway. Definitely don't recommend doing this at home. Well, I only recommend doing it at home. Definitely don't do this in real life. Cross both runways. Those engines sound mean even at idle? Yeah. Do I happen to remember the A320's minimum takeoff distance? I do not, Dimitri. I do not. If I have to know what my minimum takeoff... I mean, well, so your minimum takeoff distance will depend greatly on weight and environmental factors. So you definitely have to have all that computed in your calculation. But as far as a general rule of thumb, I do not know. Just listen to these engines, though. Oh, there's looks like a 7.4 taxiing out of San Fran. .284, thanks. We'll go through all of our checks up here short of the runway, as I'm not good enough to do it while taxiing. Carter says my PPL check ride is in 3 weeks. Any tips for passing the oral portion? Weather gives me trouble. Well, tips for passing the oral, other than going in prepared, don't second guess yourself. You know, typically your first answer is going to be the correct answer. And another tip I'll give you is, if you don't know, don't guess. Because if you guess, you're just going to give the examiner more ammo for digging and trying to figure out what you don't know. So if you don't know something, just be like, you know what, I don't recall, let me look it up. So make sure you know, if you're struggling with certain areas or certain things, make sure you know where you can look it up and where you can find it. Because the PPL check ride is an open book. I mean, at least it's always been ever since I heard of it. I mean, you could use whatever you'd have with you on a normal flight anyway. So if you've got some material that you can use, know where the information is. That will help you not forget things, or so you can look them up. What I'm trying to say. I flew too many times into this airport. Yeah, I'll fly more if Mr. X releases the new version. Oh yeah, we do need an updated version. Alright, we'll go ahead and stop here. Brakes are set. What do we got here? We never did our after start. Pitch trim is set, rudder trim 0, ground spoilers run slats flat, 15-15. ECAM status is checked. Takeoff config, normal. Anti-ice as required, hand signal before takeoff. Flight controls, we should probably check those, huh? I really am really wanting to go with the Thrustmaster yoke, guys. The more I think about it, the more I use my honeycomb, the more issues I'm starting to get. Like, see, look, now it's like calibrating to the right. I'll do a quick calibration here real quick, and it's just, I'm disappointed in the alpha yoke for how long it lasted. Look at that. I mean, like, I'm just trying to do regular calibration, and I can't even get my my axes equal. That's good enough there. But yeah, I mean, it feels super high quality, and I like the feel of it, but it just, I guess it's not lasting as long as I would have hoped. And like you can see, when I just start to pull back, it like wants to twitch right sometimes. All right, he's out of there. Let's see. After takeoff, we'll do all that. Where'd that Delta go? He already departed? There it is. Oh yeah, Q8 definitely stopped by in a big way. Q8 stopped by in a big way. Always glad to have him stopping by the streams. I don't know if he's still here, but man, I would love to do the multi-crew, Mr. Q8. I want to do a multi-crew before I leave X-Plane 11. I'm just waiting for one high-fidelity release on Microsoft Flight Sim, and then I'm pretty much going to hang our X-Plane 11 until 12 drops. I hope I'm on the right Unicom, 22.8. Not hearing anybody. Let me make sure my volume is to this. There we go. It's out and off. And we're on VHF 1. Alright. San Francisco traffic, Clipper 415, heavy going to be card on runway 28 left to the northwest. San Fran. Alright. Are you guys ready? Let's get out of here.
San Francisco, Delta 98, sorry, vacated runway 28 left, 3 minutes.
Yoke cam's coming. Quasimodo, what's up, man? You haven't missed much at all. We're just getting ready to leave this hazy California Bay Area. The UPS is getting ready to roll. Scott, welcome to the stream, man. Welcome. Let's get up here on the threshold. All right, are you guys ready? Let's do this. Nose forward on a stick, spool them up 50.
UPS 4912 heavy hold for
Yoga.
28 right. San Francisco.
Woo-hoo. Here it comes. Wait for it. Wait for it. Uh-oh. Get back on center line. Here it comes. Oh, yeah. 100 knots. Check. Love those sounds. V1. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. We are cooking. We're light. Thrust SRS nav. Flyby. All right, profile thrust, profile climb. Let's go ahead and get the nose down. Clean it up. What's our outside air temperature? 10C. Let's go ahead and get the engine anti-ice on just because we know we're going to be getting up there. It's going to be a little bit colder as we climb. But we already derated back to 93% and we're still doing 2,000 feet a minute. I'm going to give myself a heading. I know we're supposed to go all the way out to norm. So let's make a left out to about 200.
San Francisco traffic, Alaska 1192, 10 mile on final runway 28 right.
Whoa. Such huge flat surfaces out there that the change in lift is pretty good.
21 knots.
Trim wheel spinning. All right, we're out of 4. I'm going to get us a direct here. Yeah, we exceed the 250. Let's go direct Susie. Hit it. Insert. Let's go nav. Profile thrust, profile climb. We're in climb mode. Berto 360, what's up, my friend? He says, man, that's music to my ears. How's it going, Captain Berto? It's going great, man. Welcome on board, dude. We'll get rid of yoke cam now. We're all set up here. Whew, yeah. Man, every time I go to like flyby view, I put us in about a 45-degree bank. Why are you using the GA flap lever, not the one, the main honeycomb Bravo? Ari, because this one is it's not a GA flap lever. It's actually it's a modified one that has detents in it. So I have to lift up and move it down into the detents. It just happens to be white. It's actually very representative of the Airbus flap lever. Look at this climb. Are you kidding me? We're going to keep hand flying for now. We're above the icing conditions, so let's go ahead and kill those. 9.5 going for 10,000. Here we're going to get a speed up acceleration. Let's do a flyby here as we accelerate out. Oh, TCAS is still standby. RIP. Thank you, Francisco. Almost feel like I need a little bit of trim. Aileron trim. All right, that's close enough. We'll go AP1. Let's go ahead and get our transponder on. Thank you, Francisco, for that. Let's go back to our flight plan page.
Traffic, Alaska 1192, go around.
We're going up to 320. Someone's going on. Someone's going around. We're at 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and pull our lights in.
San Francisco traffic, UPS Fran 12 winding up, runway 28 right, San Francisco.
Should have been on, I guess. Just depends on how your company wants you to run it. San Francisco traffic, Libra 415 heavy. We're out to the southwest now out of 12,000. Last call, San Fran. All right, so we are out. Sounds so good, almost similar to the 7.6. Yeah, Bertho, it does. I mean, just... I love it, man. And then back here, you're just sitting in the... that jet stream sound. All right, let's zoom this out. We no longer need our DHs up. We'll go ahead and kill those. We're going to 370. We're in profile nav mode. Out to Susie. Doing almost, what, 3,200 feet a minute at 320 knots. Whew, yeah. We're going to have to do a nice cabin tour, too, once we get done. What's up with the active sky just being so cloudy? Let me look at the map here. Come on, California. You're supposed to be nice and scenic today. Well, looks like it's actually pretty cloudy until we get to, what's this? Beam like the Santa Cruz area, maybe. And we should start to get out of the clouds. We'll chill out up here for a minute. 320 on the speed. We're looking good. I didn't know that Pan Am operated at 300. Yeah, they had 300, and they also had a 310. They also had a 310. Or... no, I think they had 310s. No, they had A300 too. What's up, Daza? Does your tiller work? Yes, Mr. Martini. Yes, indeed. Oh yeah, thank you. Gear off. That'll be a big difference when I go to put gear down. If it's not off. Yeah, I'm using my tiller. Now, give me a second, guys. I'm trying to figure out why. All right, so this is tiller cam, and I'm trying to figure out. What is happening while my second camera won't power on. It's really weird. So we go to live cam, and then I've got my yoke cam, which is powered on here, which you can't really see right now, which is my crappy camera. And then my tiller cam, let me see real quick. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I'm going to have to figure that out. For some reason, when I have been unplugging and plugging in USB cameras, and it's, I think it messed things up. But yeah, I'd use my tiller on this one. I love to. My tiller has been compatible with pretty much everything. Everything that has a nose wheel axis or allows a nose wheel axis, you can use the tiller on it. A310-300 on the JFK routes, flew to cities in Germany. Yes, sir. You remember flying on the 310 in Germany on the West Berlin routes. Very nice. Does the IRS ISDU work, or is it still a dummy switch? I'm not even sure what that switch is. IRS GU. What? Talking old school Airbus terminology, man. Unfamiliar with that. ISDU. Is it like a switching switch? A switching switch. Like something down here? PFD transfer. Oh, look at that. We can fly backwards if we want to. I don't want to do that. Oh, let's go ahead and set standard. Nobu asked me if you use the tiller on the MD-11. Yes, I do. I do use the tiller on the MD-11, and it works as well on the MD-11. What I found out that I have to do with each new airplane is I have to calibrate the tiller for each airplane, which I guess kind of makes sense. But you go into settings, you go to Cat 3 design tiller, and then you do calibrate. And then sometimes the axis looks funky, so then I do a calibration, I hit OK, and then it works in the full range after I hit OK, and then it works as a tiller. But yeah, I was using it on the MD-11 yesterday. Christian, got to head out, be home. Got a game to be at. Glad I could stop by. Take it easy, Christian. Have a good one, man. Thanks for stopping by, my friend. Dimitri says you can change your target speed on climb and descent through the TAC mode in the box without going to profile mode. I remember you telling me this before, Dimitri. TAC mode. Here we go, yeah. Econ climb, max climb. Now, I guess I have to wait till I'm in that phase. So like once I'm in descent, I can change my descent. I'm going to leave my climb speed right now at 320. We're doing fine. But it seems to be a pretty smooth ride, so let's go ahead and turn the seatbelt sign off while we're at it.
Let's turn off the seatbelt sign. You are now free to move about the cabin. However, we recommend you keeping your seatbelt fastened even when the seatbelt sign is off in case there is unexpected turbulence.
Right, it's going to be a pretty short flight, so let's go ahead and do a little cabin tour while we can. Let's hop out of this cockpit, beautiful cockpit, and we'll be back late soon. Into the cabin we go. As you can see, as far as texture work, definitely pretty good. I'd say right around, kind of similar to the MD-11. I think it's cleaner than the MD-11 though, a little bit cleaner on the textures. A little bit of a issue there, missing the door. But into the first class cabin, love it. Look at these comfy seats. Chill out here, first class here. All my mods and sponsors are up here. We got A300, 600. There's Clipper 415 San Fran to LA. 260 miles to go.
Bank angle. Bank angle check. Bank angle.
Good check.
Bank angle check.
Berto 360. Bank angle check right back at you, sir. Right back at you. Thanks for the $3 dono, man. Never gets old hearing that. Never gets old. Bank angle. Bank angle check. Look at that view right there. So here, you know, when we talked about, we're flying the MD-11 yesterday, and we're looking at texture work. Obviously, it's better than anything I could ever do, but then you look at this one, and you're like, okay, you know, I mean, I can zoom way in on it here. Same settings, I haven't changed anything. It's just much cleaner, you know? I think INI does a fantastic job. I think INI has nailed it when it comes to balancing performance and quality of textures. You know, that they're not completely so insane that you're going to have a hard time with running it on your system. I like this view here. I know a lot of people don't like this view right over the middle of the wing. I don't know why, I just like this view. But yeah, I mean, look at even the window frame. It's nice and clean. It's a good balance between quality and performance. Highly optimized too. Jeremy says, every time I think of the A300, I think of the story when a crew was shot by a missile. Yep, they lost all hydraulics and landed and survived. And Jeremy, you know what? They landed in a minefield after that. So after all of that, when they got out of the airplane, the ground personnel, they're like, hey, stop moving, you're in a minefield. So they actually had to get minesweepers out there to clear, so they could walk away from the airplane. But yeah, amazing story. They took a Stinger up here on the left side of the wing, completely took out left side of the wing. Severed all 3 hydraulic lines. They were able to land with asymmetrical thrust only, which is very impressive. Dimitri says it would be very beneficial for a lot of folks if you manage to do a tutorial video on how to capture the glide slope from above if you happen to come in high. Dimitri, I've done a video on that in the narrow body. Are you talking about like on the 320? Oh, I'm sorry, on the 300? I'll have to might have to check about doing one of those. But I did do a glide slope from above video in the narrow body. Basically, it'll work for all Airbuses 19, 20, and 21. In fact, let me see if I have a link here. Yeah, sound moves when you go down the cabin. It does. It's got a true, what was it, F-mod, or where it depends on where you are in the cabin. Let me see if I can find that video for you, sir. It's old. It's definitely outdated. But I do remember, yeah, here it is. So if you want to know glide slope from above. Oh, you meant from this plane. All right, well, here you go. There's from a narrow body, if you guys are wondering. All right, here we go. Now we're getting into some juice. Look at this. Is it normal for ATC to change your departure or arrivals runway selection, for example? Yeah, it happens. You know, that's why I don't like Denver, because I never know which runway I'm going to get going into Denver. Same with Atlanta. It's getting better now with their new RNAVs arrivals. They tell you which runway to plan for, but then they change it on you anyway, so you got to end up changing runways. But I always hate flying into Denver just because I never know what runway I'm going to land on. Can you adapt your golden approach rule for this airplane, flaps 15 at 180 at 2000? Jeremy, you know, I haven't tested it. Generally speaking, though, I do, but I would say flaps 15, so 2 notches. Remember, in this plane, your first notch of flaps is actually slats 15. You don't have any trailing edge flaps yet. But if you go 15, 2 notches, and then as soon as you get that gear coming down, yeah. The only potential issue I see is the amount of time it takes for the gear to come down on the A300 is a little bit longer than the narrow body. So you may want to add a couple hundred feet, like maybe say 2,500 feet. In fact, we'll try that on this approach. We'll try a 2,500 feet, 15 configuration, and then we'll try to go from there. We'll see if that gets us down. All right, we should probably... Econ Cruise is good. I'm going to come over here. Let's get the ATIS. Oh, let's just see. Oh, that's approach checks. Nothing else to worry about here. After climb check. Yeah. All right. Let's see if we go back to the ATIS here. Update LA. And this is my alternate over here. In case we need that. 240 at 5. 2 miles, mist and fog. Oh. Patchy fog. Patchy fog, mist. Scattered, broken. Okay, well, it's so much for a beautiful approach into LA this morning. Visibility 3 1/4, vertical visibility 2 1/2. Visibility southwest through west is 1/2. Visibility northwest 3/4 miles fog. So we could still do a Cat 1 ILS. Right? Yeah, 2 miles. Yeah, we could still do a Cat 1 ILS. Let's hop outside for a little bit, then we'll start prepping for our... Whoa! That was a pretty cool view, though. If I could stabilize it. How do you know when to use your golden approach rule when it doesn't apply? When it's non-standard. So most approaches you're going to do are pretty standard. But whenever it's a non-standard, like maybe you have a glide slope that's more than 3 degrees, maybe it's 3.5 degrees or greater, or when you're coming into an airport that has a super short runway and you need to be stabled early. Like maybe you need to be config full at the final approach fix, such as the case with John Wayne or SNA. Same with, what is the other short one? Burbank. You want to be fully configured at the final approach fix, so that kind of throws out the golden approach rule. But whenever it's a standard approach, a standard ILS or a standard RNAV, any standard 3-degree path down, you can apply that 2,000 feet, 180 knots, and you're going to be golden. Now with this airplane, we're gonna try 2,500. We'll see how that works out. Just because we're gonna have to be shooting the actual ILS down there. Did my Fly Live never populate? My huh? It never populated up there, huh? Just blank. Interesting. Is this better than the MD-11? I think it's more complete. Yeah, definitely more complete. How do you know when to... Oh, I already answered that. At least with Denver and Atlanta, you have a runway likely to be in the right direction of wind. You know you say that. You say that, Romulus. But I've landed in Denver with some of the strongest crosswinds, and I'm just like, why can't we get the other runway? But, I mean, you have a good point. Atlanta typically is right down the pipe either way. But, yeah, Denver's kind of my, like, ugh. MD-11 took 5 years to release with bugs. I don't think it was a full 5 years of development. I think that's really what happened. You know, everyone's already said it. It's like they announced it too early in development, and then 5 years later, everyone's hyped, and you're like, wait, what? I mean, it was probably the standard 5 years ago, but you look at this airplane, look at the Challenger, see what the Challenger has done. Yeah. Look at the Fearless 747. I think the Fearless 747 and the INI aircraft are probably they are the best retro aircraft in the sim, without a doubt. The Fearless 74 and the INI aircraft, both the 300, the 310, and the Beluga, if you want to fly a Beluga, which is very unique. It populated earlier, but now it's blank. Yeah, I don't know what happened with that. Oh. Def empathize with the sound debate. I judge the quality of an airplane by its implementation and diversity of sounds. Any missing warning lists or warning bells or low quality engine sounds rub me the wrong way. Yeah, it's just it's an immersion killer for me, you know? My immersion gets killed. Nope. All right, we're getting close to top of descent. We got to enjoy some of these California views. Can we see the coast out here yet? Not yet. I think these views are better out here. We'll look at these for right now. Does this airplane have any rudder limiter at speed? I heard of this plane crashing because the FO... Yes. So that was when they did the full rudder hard over left and right. Yes. I don't know if it's actually been... if it was retrofitted after that. But yeah, that was a full rudder deflection left and then all the way right. And then I think they actually did it like 3 times. Full deflection of the rudder. And that's when it ripped off. There's just too much stress. Does the rule work? Absolutely, Jeremy. Absolutely. That is the best part of the rule. Yeah, visual approach. Turn everything off. And then go by the stable approach rule. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they'll come up with an update to improve sounds. You know, at least I hope so. You know, I'll tell you this much: as much as I wanted the passenger variant, I didn't even know. I guess I didn't do my due diligence when I bought it. I just, oh my god, it's released, and I just bought it, assuming that, you know, the passenger variant would be free. But now that I know that the passenger variant is a paid add-on, I'm just gonna be, you know, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait and see what everyone else says with it. You know, if they want to send me a beta copy or whatnot, sure, then I'll look at it and stream it for you guys. But it's definitely, it's harder. Well, not even gonna go down that path. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, it releases before the X-Plane 12 comes. I don't even know about that. LNAV issues, not to mention there's subpar sound. Yeah, Dimitri, you're right. You're absolutely right. And I don't know, you know, I'm not sure what is causing that LNAV bug, because I did a couple flights without it, and then on stream it was awful. Like, it was fine for the first half of the flight, and then towards the end, it was just really, really bad. Quasimodo, that's why the big red stop rudder inputs warning light is now on the glare shield. There you go. And there's our ping. Perfect timing. Looks like LA Center has hopped online. I'd love to see a little bit of ATC. Please contact me on 3555. We can do that. If I remember how to tune this thing. Nope. Uh-oh. Alright, 3555.
Center is heading 070 and mark decimal 76.
Delta 98, that is correct, thank you.
Good afternoon. Nope, that doesn't work. Honeycomb yoke switches aren't working. There we go. Good afternoon, LA Center. Clipper 415 Heavy will level flight level 370.
Clipper 415 Heavy, LA Center, good morning, thanks. Squawk 7275 and maintain best forward speed, please.
Squawk 7275 and best forward speed for Clipper 415 Heavy. 7275. Oh.
UPS 4912, flight level 310.
UPS 4912 Heavy, LA Center, good morning. Squawk 7321, please.
7321, UPS 4912.
Best forward speed. What can we give him?
Clipper 415 Heavy, radar contact, descend via Ironman 2 arrival. You can disregard all the speed restrictions on that arrival and maintain best forward speed, please.
All right. Disregard all the speeds on the arrival. Descend via the Ironman 2 for Clipper 415 Heavy. All right. So let's go ahead and this is my kind of controller.
Center Spirit Wings 547 ready at 26 right.
This is my kind of
Spirit Wings
controller.
547, Roger, wind 0103, runway 26 right, clear for takeoff.
Why don't I go to SFO again?
26 right, clear for takeoff, Spirit Wings 547.
All right. Star, Ironman 2. Bottom altitude for the transition of landing west is 6,000. We'll go ahead and set 6,000 up here at the top.
Turn right, proceed direct Crowley intersection and descend via Ironman 2 arrival.
Turn right and
Ricardo, thank you, man. Appreciate it. $6,000 is set, and we're going to disregard the speed. So there's a couple ways you could do that. All right, profile descent is armed.
Maintain flight level 310 and Mach.
Now, will it capture?
UPS 4912 Heavy, if you can reduce to Mach 0.74 for spacing with traffic ahead.
So 0.74, UPS 4912.
Yep, profile descent.
Citation 6 Bravo Whiskey, descend and maintain 4,000.
6 Bravo.
Down we go. So now, to clear the speeds out, we have multiple ways to do this. Our first speed restriction is a Muppet at 280. So we can do it manually, or, you know, this would change.
Center, Delta 98, should I descend my flight
I want to try it this way, though. Where's Muppet?
Delta
Can
98,
I?
descend via Ironman 2 arrival.
Okay, this is my Delta 98.
Clear speed. Boom.
Station 6 Bravo Whiskey, can I have the
Return.
back?
So I'm going to do it like I do in real life. We're just going to clear that one. I'm not going to clear them all because sometimes they want you to resume publish speed. So Simon is at 250. We'll leave that for now. But we also need to start prepping for the approach. For 25 left. So let's clear that. Let's get our approach chart out for 25 left. If he says you can disregard all the speeds on arrival, does that mean you can disregard 250 below 10? No. No. You have to still do 250. But you can do 250 at Cliffy and 250 at Dodger. But you can't go above 250 below 10. That's a different... you would have to get a separate clearance for that.
UPS 4912 Heavy, via Ironman 2 arrival, Los Angeles, altimeter 30.
Now, can I pull for...
Ironman 2 for UPS 4912.
Why can't I pull this sucker out? I thought I could pull this knob.
98, maintain Mach 0.78.
There it is. We'll give him 290 on the
Delta
descent.
98 to maintain Mach
We'll
0.78
do,
and then
yeah,
transition
285, a
to the
little
speed
close to
on
red
the
line there. Yes, these are all altitudes. We're going to descend via, but we're going to stay fast.
Delta 98, transition to the speed on the arrival. Comply with the speed restrictions on the arrival.
Okay, I'll comply with speed restrictions.
Why did he say descend via instead of descend and maintain? The two different clearances. Descend via means you have to comply with all of the altitude constraints. Descend and maintain would mean you could just descend down to whatever altitude he gave you. So he wants me to comply with all of these windows. So MDOTs, gripper, biking, running, Simon. He wants me to comply with all of these altitudes, but not the speeds. So we're going to go fast, but we're still going to comply with the vertical profile of the descent. And now that we're descending, we're going to go ahead and we're going to rip it up 300 here. We'll give him 300 in the descent. We also need to come over here to take off approach mode. We're going to do a flaps 30-40. Landing.
LA Center, November 172.
128.
Papa requesting flight following to Burbank.
Yeah, we're going to do 30-40 because it looks better when we do 30-40 on replay. A little bit harder to land, but we're going to do 30-40. Let's see, we need to set up our ILS.
75, thank you. November 172 Sierra Papa.
109.9. Final approach course is 251. Where's the big knob?
Los Angeles Star, this is Los Angeles Center, this is Delta 98. Should I maintain, can I land on runway 24 right?
109.9, minimum descent altitude is 200 DH, 304 for the DA. So I'm going to put 304 here for the MDA, but I'm going to put 200 up here in the DH.
Delta 98, I'm showing you about 5 miles right of course and below the altitude restrictions on the arrival. Just fly your present heading. I'm going to have vectors for you to follow. Traffic bits behind you.
Okay, give me a heading and my altitude because I'm at 20,000 feet.
Delta 98, turn right heading 180, descend and maintain 12,000.
Turn right heading 120, descend and maintain flight level 120.
Delta 98, the heading is 180 heading.
180.
Is this one leg or two leg kind of? This is a one leg kind of day. I've got some stuff to do after the stream, so one leg today, but we will be back next week. We'll be back next week. Hopefully, man, I need to see if I can get a hold of that Just Flight 146, because you guys know how much I love the 146. Love to fly the 146 in Microsoft. Maybe it'll be out soon, maybe it won't be, but I know some of the streamers are getting it right now, so I'm really looking forward to that airplane in Microsoft. I want to see how it flies, how it handles. Would you say how do you ask to delete cockpit is... Wait, what? Oh, you deleted it. Clipper 415 heavy. No, Team Vodka, we're not sidestepping.
United 653, descend and maintain 3,000.
3,653.
November 611 Mike Whiskey, LA Center, radar contact, climb to maintain 12,000.
Up to 12,000 for 1 Mike Whiskey.
We need to start a petition to give the Avro into your hands. Yes, Ricardo, we do. You know, I was actually going to send them an email, but I might do it after this stream. But yeah, if anybody knows anybody at Just Fly, hit them up. Give them my email, because I would love to get a hold of that airplane in Microsoft.
UPS 3122.
What would you say? How do you ask to delete the 250 below 10? Ari, so that would be, unless you're a heavy jet that's expected for that, you'd have to make it really clear. But like the typical clearance, if you're a heavy 777 or something, they ask, request a high-speed climb out. I feel like we just pitched down significantly there. How are we looking? No, we're good. Yeah, so a high-speed climb out or request a high-speed descent below 10. That would be
415 heavy. Would you prefer runway 24 right or 25 left?
We prefer 25 left for Clipper 415 heavy.
Clipper 415 heavy. Expect vector to ILS runway 25 left.
We'll expect the ILS 25 left. Clipper 415 heavy. Thanks. So yeah, request a high-speed descent or high-speed climb out, or you could other than that, there's really no other way you would be granted that speed unless it was an emergency. If it's an emergency, then yeah, you can, you know, we need to go above 250. In an emergency, we can do it. But as far as the standard heavy jets that request that, because a lot of these heavies, like 777s coming out of LA going across the pond, their min clean speed is close to 250 knots. So they need to accelerate past 250 to actually get the flaps in. So that's where that comes into play. You hear it sometimes when you're on the major hubs on the West Coast, LA, San Francisco. You'll hear it out of Kennedy sometimes, Boston sometimes. You know, request high-speed climb out, and a lot of times the controllers even know. They're like, you know, high-speed climb out approved, contact departure, whatever, blah blah blah. So, when are we going to get another dual cockpit with Phantom? Ooh, I don't know. We do need do another one.
47, thank you for your patience. Climb and maintain flight level 320.
He's going to switch me on approach now. This controller's got it. This controller's sharp. I expect nothing less than a perfect vector. I feel like we're getting close to not complying with this. Biking at 20 and 16. No, we're on the VNAV path. We're just a little bit high. 17 and 14 at running, so we're looking good. What was the meter down there?
And unfortunately, I have to close down. I have to go at the top of the hour to head to work. So
30:04.
Thanks everybody for flying today, and Los Angeles Tower is closing as well, but SoCal approach around Burbank is open, and San Diego ground is open as well, and hopefully someone will be along on center before too long.
Awesome. Have a good day at work.
And Spirit Wings 547, thanks. You have to close down. Frequency change approved. Enjoy your flight.
All right, he's closing down, so we'll go back to the Unicon. 22.8 is set. We're descending via the Ironman. We're just going to comply with our last clearance here. 320. We'll do 320 on the descent. We're looking good now. We do have to remember to manually slow down now out of 10,000. How much of the FCOM do you as a real-life pilot have to remember? Quite a bit. But a lot of it is more like... what's the word? First off, you have to know where to find things, but every company is going to have their own limitations that you need to be familiar with. But mostly systems-wise, on the line systems, you want to have intimate knowledge with, right? So, you know, basic computer resets, basic engine function, basic fly-by-wire functions, all that stuff. Now, when there is a substantial problem, and you have an ECAM, which will direct you through certain things, and then you have your company operating manual, which will direct you to certain procedures as well. So, as sim pilots, that's one major feature that you'll never really get unless you work at an airline in real life, because an FCOM is just something the Airbus puts out or Boeing puts out, and what a company does is they then take that FCOM, they tailor exactly what they want in their airplanes and for their crews to know, and then they publish out a company book. So it's it'll vary from airline to airline, but that's kind of how it goes, man. You don't have to know it cover to cover, but we'll go ahead and turn on some engine anti-ice now that we just flew into the clouds. But you do want to be familiar with it. But you know, you can also, that's why a lot of European pilots don't like U.S. pilots, because they have to know substantially more from my friends that fly over in Europe and on like EASA and all that stuff. Like, their required knowledge is very high compared to what a lot of the FAA requires. You know, it's on the FAA side of things here in the U.S., it's much more of a, what do you need to know to make sure everything is gonna be good on your flight? You know, it's not how many rivets are in the aux fuel tank, or what is the tension of the, I don't know, the lug nuts on the wheels. Like, that's stuff that European guys have to know, but not so much out here. All right, I'm gonna, since we're pretty much no ATC, we're gonna slow back to 250 below 10 now. If possible, divert to Burbank. I don't know if we get... that would be sketch, huh? Where's Burbank? Burbank approach is on. Where's Burbank? I don't know if we can land this sucker in Burbank, can we? Is there a prog page? There is. Only 22 miles? Yeah, it's very tempting, very tempting. Let's go ahead and get the seatbelt sign on as well. What's the weather in Burbank? Let me see on the Burbank ATIS over here. $10 miles and clear. Let's go ahead and start and slow it up a little bit. Here at 250, a little bit of spoil brake action. Man, who put cream cheese in the outside of the windows? Shaq, what's up, man? Good to see you, dude. All right, guys. What do we? Should we do a poor visibility landing here in LA, or should we try to land the sucker in Burbank? Will it stop? Pretty short runway to put the sucker down in Burbank. Alright, we're 1050, getting ready to go through 10. Slide it up. ATC is offline, so we'll go ahead and do our own lights. Outside air temperature is +6, so we're definitely in icing range. We're at 250, speed nav. We're going to continue outbound here. Could go to Ontario. Burbank, 10 miles broken. Oh, that was SFO. Let me update this one. It's getting better. Should we divert to Burbank? I don't even know how to divert to Burbank. Alright. I'm actually curious for my own knowledge now. I'm going to see if I can enter a hold at Gado. Hold, right turns. I want to do 10-mile legs. Insert. Alright, so we're going to hold at Gado at 6,000. Alright, we're going to hold at Gado at 6,000. Now let's load up our secondary. I'm going to go... I'm just going to do it this way. We'll do K-Burr to K-Burr. And then we're going to go secondary flight plan, Burbank, start. We're going to do the ILS Zulu. Let's set up a diversion. What the hell? I've never done a diversion in the A300. I kind of want to do this for my own knowledge here. All right, so airport 10-9. And Burbank approach is on. Let's see if they can give us some direction. So I'm going to keep this up. So if we call Burbank approach, they're going to want to know where we are. We're in LA's airspace, though. We're going to be holding over Gado. But I'd like to get a fix for a rad nav somewhere. What VORs are around here? Can I even do this? Let me go flight plan initialization. Can I change this main alternate here? Boom. Yes, I can. Cool. So now in my main flight plan, I can see where Burbank is. It's off to my left. So we are currently, if I go prog page, we are 10 miles to the south of Burbank at 6,250 knots. So we're going to enter the hold. LA traffic, Clipper 415 heavy, over Gado intersection. We're going to hold here at 6,000 feet. We'll be diverting to Burbank. This is probably going to screw up my, BAMSIS, but I'm doing it for you guys. going to screw up my PVA. Let's just see if she enters the hold here. Burbank approach is 2875. So let's load up 12875. Nope, wrong. 128.75. Information, whiskey. Burbank approach, Clipper 415 heavy. We're level 6,000 feet, about 15 miles to the south. We'd like to have a change of destination and request present position to Burbank.
Clipper 415, SoCal approach, give me just a minute.
Roger. We're going to hold over the Gatto intersection of Burbank, Clipper 415 heavy.
Express approach.
Alright, so we've entered the hold. So what I can do now, I've got Burbank here. I'm going to load up an actual approach. I would imagine with wind calm, I want to get a 1.5 or 3.3. What does the ATA say? No, wait. Let's see. Well, ILS 8 in use. Class in effect. Available landing distance 4,000. I think we can do it. Like 8 and a 1.5. Okay, so we're going to set up for 8. So we're going to set up for the ILS 8. So we go back here, approach ILS Zulu 8.
Clipper 415, heavy squawk 4604.
Squawk 4604 for Clipper 415 heavy.
Cessna 20 Papa, wind 120, 3 runway 8, clear to land.
Runway 8, clear to land, November 1 Sierra Papa.
I'm actually going to reduce speed.
Subscriber ahead.
30 in the hold. Ice is on. ILS 8 circle for 1.5. Oh wow. This looks like you went out of bounds in the scenery in the old games. Yeah, I know. Sitting back here, holding in
Clipper 415,
nothing.
heavy, I've got your clearance advisory, ready to copy.
Ready to copy, Clipper 415 heavy.
Clipper 415 heavy, you are cleared to Burbank via direct Silex and then direct. Clipper 415 heavy, cleared direct Silex, direct Burbank.
Alright, clear present position, direct Silex, direct Burbank, Clipper 415 heavy. Alright, so Silex is on the ILS Zulu 8.
That's fixed, correct?
That's affirmative, Clipper 415 heavy. Flight plan, direct.
Clipper 415 heavy, descend maintain 4,000.
Descend and maintain 4,000 for the 415 heavy.
I never gave you radar contact. Clipper 415 heavy, you are radar contact 2 miles north of the LA airport.
Copy, that's us, Clipper 415 heavy. Alright, descend and maintain 4,000. Why do I do this to myself? We're just going to level change it. 4,000 is blue. Speed, nav, we're descending. Direct to Silex. So now in the secondary, what I'm going to do just to clean this up, secondary flight plan, Burbank, Star, ILS Zulu
Clipper 415 heavy, the Burbank altimeter 3003. Information whiskey is current. If you have any approach requests, let me know. Otherwise, you can expect a visual runway 8.
Roger, we'll plan on the visual 8 for Clipper 415 heavy next. Alright, down to 4,000 direct Silex. Now, secondary. How do I activate secondary? activate secondary. How the hell do you activate the secondary flight plan? Alright, well, we're gonna have to, we might end up having to do this the old school way. So, the, we're gonna have to turn outbound on a frickin' localizer. Why do you guys do this to me? 1095, final approach course 079. Do I have to select a heading? What is up with the weather? Look on the secondary flight plan top right. Secondary top right. It's not good. Not good. Over.
Clipper 415 heavy, turn right heading 070 to maintain 3000.
Right turn 070 to send 3000. Clipper 415 heavy. What's up, Robert S? Decided to really not allowed to delete that.
Cessna 2 Sierra Papa, welcome to Burbank Taxi Delta.
Activate secondary. Fuck. Such a stupid.
Taxify
There
Delta
it is.
Bravo.
Alright, we're good now.
Thank you for your service, November 172 Sierra Papa.
LS push buttons on.
Thanks for flying too.
This is not visual. I'll tell you that right now. We're gonna come back to 190 slats 15. Here we go. Back angle check.
Hi V1. Are you an invasor commuter?
Oops.
Which more fun CEO or Neo for all variants? 319 versus 319 Neo, 320 versus 320 Neo, etc. Some reason MIA depth took us right between two heavy cells.
Papa Tango, thanks for your $1 dono there, man. I'm not going to be able to get to that right now. I'm a little bit busy, but I appreciate your support, man. Thank you for that. All right, 180 on the speed. Is my weather messed up? Because this is not 10 miles and clear. Let me update active sky. Let me refresh.
Clipper 415 heavy, the field 7 miles here, 12 o'clock, report inside.
Roger, we're looking at Clipper 415 heavy. Not gonna see it.
If no aircraft, Burbank information X-ray, no current, wind calm, altimeter 300.
10 miles and clear. Alright, well let's do this then. Let's do this. Let's go this. I still can't do okay. I don't know why it's saying it's so foggy. Where's the field now? Oh, we got the field inside from number 415 heavy. I don't know if this is going to work. We can try.
Clipper 415 heavy, just remain present heading. Are you able to maintain visual separation with terrain and obstacles?
That's affirmative. We have it all in sight now for Clipper 415 heavy. Can we get a circle for what's that other runway there? Any chance Clipper 415 heavy we could circle for 1.5 there? We got 1.5 inside.
Clipper 415 heavy, wind calm, runway 15, clear to land.
1.5 clear to land, Clipper 415 heavy, thanks. Alright, we're gonna swing it out. We're gonna swing it out wide. Auto thrust is coming off.
CFR departure.
Alright, here we go. We're gonna dive and drive. You excited for a blind landing? We're gonna get a couple sync rates here. We're gonna see if we can get her down on the 1.5 here. If we're not stable by like 200, we will abort. We will go around. But we're idle. We're on speed. We're config full. We're gonna go brakes medium. I've got the terrain in sight. A little bit of power here out of this turn.
And 956 is ready for taxi.
Runway in sight. On speed. Descent rate is high. Bank angle check. There's the trim running. Alright, I think we got this, guys. Woohoo! Definitely not by Pan Am procedures. You guys wanted to see this. Speed, 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 power, power, power. Power, power, power. Power. 2 whites, 2 reds. On speed now. Don't want to float her out here. Oh boy, this is going to get a little short, guys.
13, 20, 10, 5.
And approach 956 ready to taxi with weather. 956, runway 16 right taxi via Bravo Charlie cross runway 16.
Jeez! Disarm the spoil brakes. We made it! We made it! This is I think there's a taxiway here in real life. Whew. That's at 367. That wasn't that bad. Alright, let's clean it up. We have to do a little off-roading there. Alright, gotta have fun sometimes. And Clipper 415 heavy. We're clear of 1.5. We're going to the gates on the north side. I guess there is no ground, so we'll just taxi out here. Alright, let's go ahead and fire.
415 heavy, I control ground top down at Burbank. You can just taxi to the terminal. That ramp area is uncontrolled.
Copy to the terminal. Copy to the terminal. Thanks, Clipper 415 heavy. Whew.
6 ready to go 16.
That was, yeah, hot brakes. I guarantee you we have hot brakes. 310 over there already. My reversers are, I guess they didn't pop out. They didn't register when I popped them, so I started adding full thrust again.
956, wind calm, runway 16 right, clear for takeoff, fly heading 210 on departure.
Now I wonder how many points I'm going to get docked for for my PVA. This is going to be tight in here. I don't know if this is going to work, especially not with a Marshall. I'm going to have to do cheap through here. I think right about here, and then we're going to crank it over. Right about there. Let's see how we did. Oh, that wasn't too bad.
Subscribe and ahead. Look up.
Let's go ahead and set the brakes. Brake set. APU is available.
Departure confirmed, heading for 956-250.
Number 2.
210. Roger, thank you.
Number 1. Spool it down.
Actually, you can maintain that runway heading. Scratch that. Just fly heading 120.
That was so good. It was almost borderline flexing on it, but no, there was no flexing on that one. That was, I was debating with the go around there pretty good on that base to final 180 loop, but we got her down. We got her down. Watch that wingtip. Yeah, we probably clipped the wingtip there. But we've all seen ILSs before. Why not just throw in something different? Do a little divert. Probably gonna get. Let's see what my what happens here. Dive. I'm gonna put divert due to runway closure at LAX for elephants on runway. All right, we filed the PIREP. We'll see what happens. Probably going to get denied.
And 956, radar contact.
All right, let's go ahead and disconnect from VATSIM. Let's take a look at that replay, though. What are our brake temps at? Wheel page. Oh, geez, 360. 360. All right, let's see how we did. Let's just watch it from a passenger view. This is a pure bank angle check right here. 100% bank angle check. 2-week suspension. I mean, it just goes to show you, though, like, this airplane is, as big as it is a very formidable airplane. I mean, it's got some maneuverability. It's got performance to stop. It's, for as big as it is, it definitely can fill a role that, you know, airplanes like an MD-11 or other wide bodies, they just can't do it because they lack the performance. But this A300, man, she can, you can whip her around there pretty good. I'm going to go fry a sausage over those wheels. We didn't float too long. A little bit of float there. Definitely a little bit of float. But I think we touched down very nice. And then, see, I had my reversers toggled, and then they went to full. So even with that hiccup, we still got down with plenty of runway to spare. I actually prefer landing on 1.5 anyway on that if I'm in an A300. Let's watch this coming in here. Watch the ailerons moving, the flapperon moving. Clipper 415 Burbank Tower called the ball. That's exactly what it felt like. Elephants sound reasonable. It's LA, they were shooting a movie. Well, you know what? Why I said that? Well, so Joe, one time I was going to John Wayne, and they closed the runway because somebody had, I guess, stolen an airport vehicle, a drunk passenger, got out of the terminal, they got in an airport tug, and they were just driving across the runways. So we ended up holding for like 30 minutes until they could ascertain the individual. But I've had to go around. I haven't had to go around for elephants. I've had to go around for alligators and deer before, but never an elephant. You never know. Let's check this outside view. In fact, let's watch the tower. You know what? Let's watch tower view first. Tower's probably like, what the hell is this guy doing? So, but remember, if you've learned anything from this approach, and I'm speaking to you guys as VATSIM pilots and simmers now, but it applies to real world aviation as well. Now, obviously, in real world, would this ever have happened like this? No, it probably would have been when we couldn't see the runway. We would have done a go around, we would have cleaned up, come back, get the full ILS. But in sim world, you know, we try to make things work. And what I want you to take away from this right now is that you always want to make sure you're flying the airplane first. So you saw me there on the approach, I was kind of fumbling around with the box. I couldn't get it to activate the secondary. I couldn't get some other things lined up. But what you'll notice is I never stopped flying the airplane. And I wasn't saying it, and I didn't have the tiller cam up, so you couldn't see it. But all that time I was fumbling around, I was still flying. I put the gear down. I was extending flaps on speed because I was preparing myself to get in for an approach should we were able to get in a position to land. And that was a beautiful landing there. Geez, a little bit firm on the nose wheel. But what I want you to take away is if you're on VATSIM and things are starting to go awry, maybe the controller gives you a crazy change up of approaches, never stop flying the airplane. If it comes to it, you know what? Just say automation off. That's what I did. I turned the autopilot off, turned the auto thrust off. I said, screw it, I'm going to fly the airplane, and we're going to put it down on runway 15. And sure enough, we did. Look at that bank angle check right there. And believe it or not, that's still, relatively comfortable for the passengers. It's only about a 30-degree angle bank right there. So, but it wasn't over extreme by any means. But, yeah. If you're going to take anything away, remember, always fly the airplane. If you get flustered with the box, you can't figure it out, or you can't get the change done in time, shut the automation off, put your hands on the throttles, put your hands on the yoke, and fly the airplane. And you do that, and it should work out for you. Never stop flying the airplane. Watch the G's. That flyby, though, over the top. Big displaced threshold there, which I forgot about. I think we were a little off center line when we touched down, but I was more concerned with just getting her down. A little off center line. That was a nice touchdown, but I don't know what. That was sixth. Yeah, get out of here with that. That was freaking butter almost. All right, guys. I'm gonna have to see what the PVA group gives me on that diversion PIREP. They may not accept it, but. Again, if you like old airplanes, if you like retro airplanes and you want a VA to fly it, I highly recommend checking out the Piedmont Historical Group. The link is in the description below. They fly a variety of different airlines for each season. So Piedmont is always going to be there, but Pan Am is in season right now. They're about to switch seasons to spring. Going to get some new airlines that you could fly. So if you want to fly MD-11 when it comes out with a passenger, look at that greaser. Highly recommend checking them out. Great set of mods. Piedmonter, it's his baby. He's done a fantastic job. They got all the manuals, the liveries all set up for you. So give them a check. Check them out if you're interested in that sort of thing. I'm going to wrap this up here, guys. Thank you for tuning in on this Friday afternoon. I hope you have a wonderful weekend wherever you may be watching from. And until the next stream, guys, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you so much, Berto, for that $10 super chat coming in at the end there, sir. Awesome. Thank you. And remember, just stay safe, stay healthy. I'll talk to you next time, guys. See ya!